These are the faces. Psst, psst. I'm getting ready to give them their afternoon snack. Come on, Stella, come out. Psst, psst, psst. These are the faces I gotta remember forever. Psst, psst. Hey, where'd you get that tissue from? And Bunny is the big brother, and they're all waiting. They all eat together now. Just away. Hi, Gladys. What a face. What a face. Psst, just the way they always ate together when Bunny had his other sisters still alive. Now these are his new little sisters, and he enjoys having lunch with them. All right, let me not keep them waiting any longer. Okay, so they all smell it, and they're all going crazy. Where is Stella? Damn. All right, Bunny. I don't know. I'm gonna put Bunnies down first. Yeah, Bunny. I don't care who eats what. But you're not saying anything. I'm just watching you in a state of wonder. Oh, is he just gonna eat now with them? Yeah, he's really in with them now. It was like he wouldn't share like any kind of space with them, and now he's just eating with them, which is very sweet. Gladys is not big on the tuna fish lately. She is big on Bunny though. Hi, Annie. What are you doing? You want to come up? Mommy's kind of wiped out. Johnny just put her through its paces. Johnny just beat the living crap out of me. And I won't get into it. Because unlike May Pang, I don't kiss and tell. You know, if you've ever read May Pang's book, and there's a free copy online, I can hook you up. Because it's very expensive to buy it. May Pang's book, The Lost Weekend. Or also known as Loving John. John would not let me pay for that book. I wanted to buy it initially. He found me a free copy online pretty quickly. And the one thing she stresses all throughout the book is, when in the middle of all these like drunken, terrible behavior that John was exhibiting, their sexual connection was amazing. Yeah. And he was making her scream, and he was her teacher, and he was the best, and she could not resist him, and and that's what people really responded to, I think, about May, is that she talked about that crap, and sex sells. And the funny thing about the people who are like screaming about how much they love May all the time is they never mention that all she fucking talks about, her claim to fame, is that, she gave it to him good and vice versa. Yeah. You look embarrassed. Yeah, a little bit. It is embarrassing. Well, what is there to be embarrassed about? It's what happened. Can we change topic? Of course we can. But I happen to you happen to come across that book again because you have it in your bookmarks. Yeah, and I said, when you think about it, May is really like a real pig. Like I would never write a book like that about you. Haven't you? No. Things are inferred between us, but I know. She goes into like some pretty it's nobody's business territory. It never was anyone's business. That's correct. Lena, tell what happened the other night. Johnny got really emotional, and he was very. We were just talking as we do, and he said, Lena, you're so wonderful. Like he was just like really emotional, and I just thought, all right, what's he gonna say? Oh yeah, I'm great with kittens, and he loves my music, and he says, never once in these all these years that we've been connected now, never once have you asked me how many women I slept with as John. You never asked me that. And I said, yeah, you're right. Because I feel like I kind of know it wasn't that many, right? But I said, all right, I'll take the bait. So I said, all right, well, is there something you want to get off your chest? How many women were there? And he says, only about 700. Then he just started laughing and he said, no, not 700. He said, really, a couple of handfuls, if, and quite a few of them were ladies of the evening. Right. Like, think about it. Honestly, there would be a lot more books out there about from people who like could make money off talking about their experience with Lennon. And nobody has books like that. Nobody. They don't exist. Just May. And everyone who loves May, I think is in love with the fact that she was a dorky secretary that somehow managed to get her hands on John. And everyone out there who really loves May's story is like, that could have been me. I'm just like her. I'm a nice girl that worked in an office and he would like me too. And that's the type. The funny part about that is I was a nice girl who worked. Yeah, but you worked in an office and at night you were a rock and roll star, and that's the difference. Yeah, I guess. Rock and roll star? Them's is strong words, but to me you are. Yeah. So anyway, John was kidding and he said he slept with 700 women, but he didn't sleep with that many. He really didn't. He was a very shy person, and even the way he approached May was like in a very kind of shy way. And also, well, you said it to me. He said that, well, go ahead, John. I like the fact that she was young and inexperienced. I like the fact that she was young and inexperienced because you know what? Because way across town in Queens, there was Lena growing up young and experienced, but just way too young for you, right? May had 10 years on you. Otherwise, it would have been you, Lena. It would have been you. When I was with May, you were like 13 years old. Right. So anyway, not to belabor the whole situation, but that's kind of like, but I do want to put out there too. It's an interesting book about John's Lost Weekend. Hi, Nilsson. Hey, Nilsson, I got to get your puppet up there. I know I'm gonna do it. Yeah, we're missing Nilsson's puppet, and we have a great Nilsson puppet. Maybe Chris can help me with that later. Yeah. Yeah, Nilsson, definitely. We'll get you up there. I think you're going to go right next to Bukowski up there. How's that? That's perfect. Perfect. Right, okay. All right. I like it. Yes, you will fit in perfectly right by Charlie Bukowski. Johnny, you want to have some yogurt? Yogurt and banana. All right. And we'll put away the cat's tuna fish. Praise be God and Mother. It's a beautiful Saturday evening here in New York. Hi, Buster. Hi, Bowie. Hi, Joey. Hi, everybody. Tom Petty, Bob Dylan, Lou Reed, Andy Warhol, the Ramones. I already said Joey, but all the Ramones. Elton, Freddie, the guy whose movie we're watching looks just like you. The Skinnerd guys, the Allman Brothers Band, and Janis Joplin, and Cilla Black, and Richie, and Mo Starkey, and Barbara Bach, and Linda McCartney, and Paul McCartney, and George Martin, and Brian Epstein, and George Harrison, and Stern, and Quivers, and Gary Shandling, Spalding Gray, Hiram, Keith Moon, again, Freddie Mercury, Jimi Hendrix, Kurt Cobain, Marilyn Monroe, Iman, Seinfeld, Ryan Adams, Nellie McKay, Jules and Shawnee. I said Tom Petty ready. Sandy Denny, Eugene Crow. Lest we forget Paulie McCartney, and I said Ringo, and I'm losing it.